Kidderminster Harriers fans podcast is back with another episode tonight. I'm very excited about this one because we're going for something a little bit different. Because Kidderminster Harriers swooped in literally to get Adam Murray as the new manager, and then we've had a couple more players come through as well from Eastbourne. We've got Clark and Bird as well. And we've been called Eastbourne Harriers. So to chat all about all things Eastbourne, I'm joined by Cam. Hello, Cam.
How you doing? Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Thank you so much for coming on. Now
No
you're an
worries.
Eastbourne fan, right? You go home and away, is that correct?
Yeah. So I did every home game last year. So I like to think I have a good understanding of how football works and how Adam Murray likes to play. Did a number of away games last year, and the year before, like, I had a pretty awful record in the away games, and I think I went 8 away games without a win. So yeah, it was no reward, let's say, but yeah.
Never good. Right. So
Yeah.
when let's talk about when Adam Murray joined Eastbourne. What were your thoughts when he came? Because you were in dire straits, right?
Um, yeah, we were really in a proper relegation battle. I think we were third from bottom, about 10, 11 points adrift. He came in January 2024, I believe, and yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't heard of him. But I think the funny thing is that we appointed our club captain to be interim manager a couple of hours prior. So we were like expecting, oh, we're probably going to go down here because this is first job. We're struggling a bit, and but then a couple of hours later, Murray turned up, and a couple of days later, we were away at Torquay. Um, so yeah, it was a quick turnaround. Yeah, it was. He came in. We managed to scrape a draw in the last minute against Torquay, and it was one of the points that kept us up. So
So there was an immediate impact then, is that what you're saying?
immediate impact, yeah. Yeah, it was one of our longer journeys. Um, yeah, I think Sheriff got it. Was the funny thing is it was the goal we scored in the last minute was about 3 or 4 yards offside, and Torquay were down there, so it made it even better. So maybe that was a sign of things to come that we'll get a bit fortunate and get out of the muck and push on next year.
Exactly. And VAR, who needs VAR, right? Exactly.
Exactly. We've got the best linesman.
Um, so so tell me your thoughts, Cam, when it was released that Adam was leaving and coming to Kidderminster Harriers. What were your thoughts there?
I think there was always a feeling he would go, because you mentioned it previously that his family lives so far up north, and being in a full-time football job is obviously intense. You're not going to get a lot of time to see your family. So yeah, it came as a shock, especially after he said he would say, but we know that a couple of weeks, it's a long time to change your mind in football. So yeah, it was obviously immediate disappointment, but we managed to because he done so well. I mean,
Yeah.
considering he kept us up by a scrape of our teeth, and then we pushed on, managed to get to the playoff semi-final. It was obviously disappointing to lose him, but a couple of weeks after, we appointed Matt Gray. So hopefully he can have the same impact, if not better.
So when Murray got going at Eastbourne, what did you notice that he was doing in the team? Did he change the style of play? What kind of thing happened?
Yeah, it was very much. We didn't really have an identity after under Mark Beard. I mean, I felt a bit sorry for Mark Beard because we just kept on picking up injury after injury, and felt like things were getting worse and worse. So,
Yeah.
but when Murray came in, he brought in Piers Bird, who is now at Kidderminster, and you'll see in the summer.
Yeah.
And he had a real impact along with Sia Genza and a couple of his own players that he knew, and they already knew obviously how he wanted to play. We're very much started playing on the front foot. There was a real confidence within the group, even though we were so far behind. There was always a belief, and I think credit to Murray, he got the lads believing again, ones that were there. So yeah, he's definitely a good character. He's definitely a good character, top manager, and we were gone from down and outs to, well, we can do this in just a matter of a couple of months, and I think that's what Murray brings.
Amazing. So Pierce Bird signed for Harriers. Was that a week ago, I think? And you called
Yeah.
it on X actually.
Yes.
The only thing I know about Pierce Bird was that goal he scored. When
Yeah,
he
it was brilliant. Yeah.
took the long throw in, and it came back to me, it was like, have it, and then it went in. So what can we expect from Pierce? But from Pierce, yeah,
Um, he's a reliable player. He's someone who's gonna get on the ball. He's got a wonderful left foot. Physical, loves to wind up the opposition. Obviously, that comes with a couple of yellow cards. Um, Bit of a fan favourite.
yeah,
Yeah, physical, loves to get the ball at his feet, and you'll probably see quite a few ping passes, diagonal balls out wide, which is always pretty to watch. But um, I think if I had to put a bit of a negative to his game, I think towards the back end of last season,
yeah,
he started picking up a couple of injuries and lost his place. And I remember the Slough game where he got sent off. He didn't have a good game of call. They put on a couple of quick wingers to double up on him,
yeah.
and him being so large and just so tall, so strong, it's about a couple of yards. Takes him a couple of yards to turn around, but yeah, really good player, really good signing. Solid, reliable. Just player you want in your team, whether it's on the bench, shouting from the touchline, or oofing someone up in the air. He's a he's a good player.
So we had Phil Brown as our manager, and he loved the dark arts. So would you would you say Birdie was a bit of a shit house? Is a term football
Yes,
fans like
very
to use a
much.
lot. Very much.
Yeah,
Get in.
very much so. He loves it. I mean, he gets away with it as well. Gets a bit of luck. So, yeah,
Brilliant.
he's a proper one.
You just to get out of the level we're at, Conference North and Conference South. You need people like that. That you could play as
Exactly.
much
Yeah.
pretty football as you like, but honestly, just you sometimes you need someone just kick someone, hoof them up in the air, and just end whatever's going on your way. So yes, I'm really looking forward to seeing Bird play. And what about Clark though? Because I believe he's a bit of a maestro, right, in midfield. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's excellent. He's such a gifted footballer. I think when he came in under Beard, he came in a summer that Beard arrived, and I think he'd just come back from an injury-ridden season at Chesterfield. So it's sort of like a revival of his career coming to us. And funny enough, Beard played him as a attacking midfielder and on the wing, rather as now we know Clark today as to be a box-to-box proper grafting
Ooh.
midfielder who's going to run about and put a couple of tackles in. Um, so yeah, technically brilliant. Not too bad in the air either, even though, I mean, you may look at him and think, oh, he can bully in midfield, but we've seen him shove out the way 6'4" midfielders in the past. So yeah, he's going to get on the ball. A proper box to box midfielder, loads of energy, loves to tackle, and he gives it to the players who's going to make something happen. Top player.
I love that. Now I don't want to be cheeky here, Cam, but if you were Murray and you were looking back at Eastbourne, are there any other players you think he might be interested in?
I think the main one's obviously George Alexander, but I think that would require a fee, and there's always like it's an he hasn't been up north before, so if he was to leave, maybe go to another southern club. But yeah, I think another one, Joe Wright, our keeper's just left. I don't know how you are for keepers, but he's
We've
just
got
left after
Dibble.
putting in.
We've got Dibble in
Is he
goal.
good?
Christian
Top.
Dibble's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
he like
Yeah.
I think he was top clean sheets last season and maybe the season before as well. It was
Mm,
ridiculous, really. He's a great penalty saver as well, so that's all good. So we're all
that's
right for
brilliant.
that, I think. But thanks for offering.
Yeah, he got what, 20 clean sheets in a row. He's a good keeper, just a bit suspect when it comes to the ball playing ability, which Murray likes to do. So we got caught up a bit.
Yeah,
Um, Times like that. Seal and Genza, he's another player. I'll be honest, he didn't have a great season. I only managed to score one goal, but I think he was carrying some injuries and stuff. Cisse, who's played under Murray, very versatile, uh, up and down both flanks, and probably one who turned down a contract from us actually, Courtney Clark, who is just unbelievable player, but definitely EFL standard. But who know who knows? Murray's already nicked a couple of players, so might nick
He
a couple
might go
for.
easy on you. Is that what you're saying?
He might. Yeah.
Or you might think maybe you need a bit of a cash injection or whatever, and we'll go from there.
Oh yeah.
Um, as far as Eastbourne go next season, what are you hoping for then? Are you hoping that you might actually make it this year? Next year, sorry.
Um, I think, well, this year the league was so tough, but I think it's going to be even tougher somehow. I mean, we went into last day with six possible teams of winning it. I mean,
Yeah,
we just came short by a point. So, yeah, I think more of the same. Maybe not six teams being able to win it on the final day, but something of the sort. I think if we look at Maidenhead, Dagenham, and Ebbsfleet coming down, and Horsham and Totton, and can't remember the other team, but they're going to be strong as well. So, yeah, we haven't made any signs yet, but I think the expectation would be under Matt Gray to go up if we can.
yeah, exactly that, exactly. So talking about away trips, you were talking about them at the very beginning. So Harriers' longest away trip, I believe, is South Shields, because
Mm.
South Shields is the arsehole of nowhere, to be honest with you. It's like so far away. It's probably about what 4.5, 5 hours from Harriers and back again. In fact, it was so long that we stayed over the night before last year
Yeah,
or last season.
jeez.
So that was good. But as far as you guys go, what's your longest one?
Well, to much delight, I saw Truro go up. It was good that Truro go up, get that one out of the way. I didn't do it, but a couple of the people go to away days with Barry and Bob. They stayed over, I believe, in a camping site. They drove up there to get to Truro. I mean, we got rewarded. We won 1-0, but yeah. So that's about 6, 7 hours I would allow.
Wow.
I've done the dirt journey before and
Well, there
to
and
go to
back, or just
Cornwall.
there?
Just there. It's right
Blimey.
along the coast. It's right down there. Um, yeah, awful journey. So I was glad to see him get out of the league. Torquay, haven't done that one, but yeah, that's about 4 or 5 hours. Um, Western and Bath, 3.5 hours. But other than that, most of the journeys are London, Kent based side, so within 2, 3 hours. So not too bad.
Well, you've got all the seaside places. That's nice.
Yeah.
Torquay is great. I remember going Torquay in 2001, 2002 or something like that. I think we drew 1-1 in the end. Same week we lost to Carlisle 1-0 away. That was a proper jaunt from going from Torquay to Cornwall to Carlisle, sorry. That was a bit mental that
Jesus.
week. Yeah, no, it really,
Yeah.
really was. So yeah, so any other thoughts on Adam Murray as such? Anything else to add to that?
Yeah, I'll give you what he wants to, how I think he should play, well, should play, but you know
Yeah,
how he played at us and how I believe he did at Fylde. So he adopted a three-back system,
yeah,
3-4-3 or 3-5-2.
yeah.
Wing backs are the most important, I would say, in his system. They'd be everything would come from them, high and wide, balls into the box, beat your man. Entertaining stuff, really. But off the ball just pressed the other team to death. And very direct. So it was entertaining, but it got a bit frustrating at times because tactically he was a bit quite stubborn. I think we found that out for the last game at Maidstone, you know, and he came out for the season and said, "Look, it doesn't matter what the opposition we're going to do. We're going to do what we're going to do. We're just going to do it better than the opposition," which is great if it works.
Of
But I
course.
think, um, yeah, we didn't really play any other way. So against the top sides, they sort of our record wasn't great. And the Torquays, Bournemouths, and Maidstones, we lost most games. But yeah, definitely entertaining. Get the crowd on feet.
Yeah.
I think the striker situation is really interesting in the way he does stuff because we had George up front. We started off with George and Pavey up front, and Pavey being the target man and George being the sort of poacher.
Yeah.
Um, and it didn't really work. And then we swapped George, and he put Bamba up front, who's a proper getting behind. He'd play along the front sort of three quarters and run chase after everything, and that worked a lot better. So It'd be interesting to see because I think you got what's his name, Hemmings. Is that it?
Yeah, Ashley Hemmings. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and he bags goals. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether it go over two or target man and um, sort of a George like character, or go back to what he did at us and very much a poacher and a getting behind. But as long as it works.
Well, we have Hemo up front, Ashley Hemmings, like you said, and he used to play actually under Adam Murray at where was it? I can't remember now. Um, but he played under him, so they've got previous, which is great, and they got on, which is
Mm.
even better. And Hemo scored 33 goals last season. He got four hat tricks,
Oh,
which was
jeez.
unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, on his day, he's just a world beater, absolutely is. In fact, my daughter was asking, who's Hemo playing for tonight? And this was the Champions League final. So I just said PSG. Obviously, he's playing for PSG,
Yeah.
and they won. So she was happy with that, I guess. But yeah, anyway, one of those things. So yeah, so there you go. So are you enjoying your lower league football?
Oh, I think your
Are you still there? Can you hear me?
internet's gone, I think. I
Oh
do.
dear. Hello, hello, Cam. Oh dear me.
Can you still see me and hear me? I
I can
think
hear you,
the
Cam. Can you hear me?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
it froze a bit
Good.
there.
Yeah. There you go, pal. I was just saying that you enjoying the non-league football down south.
Yeah, it's got a lot more competitive over the last couple of years with Worthing coming up and now Horsham, which is great. Closer away days. I'm not much of a traveller on the coach, so yeah, it's great to see, and it's good for the rivalry.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think if we would have gone up last year, I think I would have done a definitely a lot less away days because I think our closest game would have been Woking. So that's about 2.5 hours. So
Wow.
yeah, uh, traveling's going to be a pain if we do go up, but
Yeah.
you know, definitely do the Oldhams, although they've gone up now, but you know, the South Ends and all that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, because the calibre of ground when you go into the National League Premier. But yeah, the grounds down here are very good. I mean, I did Salisbury, which is sort of West Country
Yeah.
in comparison to us anyway. That was a nice tidy ground. They're all very unique, and yeah, the football's getting better and better. I think if you compare the north and the south, the north is physical and the south is technical. So, um, and yeah, I think it's getting so much better. The standard of football with
I,
and especially with the amount of money that's been
I
thrown around.
was going to say, what about attendances? Have you noticed attendances have increased a bit over the seasons, or?
Yeah, yeah. So when I started watching Borough about 4 or 5 years ago, we'd only get about 600, and now we're getting 1,400, and the last two games have been 3,600 sellouts. So
Wow.
um, I think in Eastbourne you have the beneficiary of having two other uh, non-league clubs, those being Town and United, and it's great all their own culture, part of the town because. Eastbourne Borough, we're based in Langley, just outside of Eastbourne. So if you ask any ta town fan, they don't like us because they claim we've stolen their success. But yeah,
It's one of those things that people say in it. Well, listen, Cam, thank you so much for telling us all about Adam Murray
no
and how
worries.
we're going to win the league next season. That's
Hopefully we both do. And we see each
fingers.
other in the conference.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Exactly. I'll buy you a pint back then, Cam. That'll happen eventually. If you can make it that way up, you can make it all the way
Yeah,
up to Kidderminster, pal. That'd be awesome.
yeah. I have to leave now.
Cheers, Cam. Thanks so much.
No
You have a
worries.
great one.
All the
Cheers, man.
best.
Thank you.
See you
Bye
in a
bye.
bit.